The drivers headed to Austria for the latest round of the Apex Online Racing PC Split 1 Championship, and we're coming up to the halfway stage of this season 13, and it's an absolute banger so far, and we're going to jump straight into one of the shortest laps on the calendar this season, and this week will be driven by PC Split 2 driver Lambrex, who you may recognise on the channel for his music in the background. So he's going to start his lap then here in Austria in the Mercedes this time round. He's coming up towards Castrol Corner, turn 1. One of the shortest runs to turn 1, breaking the 100 metre board, dropping it down a couple of gears, and he's going to short shift it up to 4th there, and back on the power. He's going to go up the hill then towards turn 2 realistically, but this counts as turn 2 right here. But they'll be braking to end the first sector at the 100 metre board, drop it all the way down to second gear. A little bit of a lock up there from Lambrex, but completely fine. Loses that back in a little bit, which is very vital to get a good start to the second sector as they come right down then towards Gosser Corner. Right now he's going to brake at the 100 metre board once again. Change a little bit of his brake bias there, just helping through the sector here, which is the main sector ready for cornering around this track. As he's going to come towards Power Horse Corner, turn 6, drops it to 4th there, keeps it into 4th. Maybe with a little lift up there. Nope, he stays in 4th gear, coming in to Nicky Lauda Corner. Turn 7 and 8 he goes. Take it nice and flat there in 5th gear, then up to 6. Coming to the final 2 corners then of Jochland Rindt. Turn 9 you go. Braking at the 100 metre board just after that actually. Down a couple of gears and shorts it up to 5. Coming into turn 10, the A1 corner. Gets it nicely done. And that has been a very short lap of the A1 ring here in Austria. Hello everybody, and welcome once again to another round of the Apex Online Racing PC Split 1 Championship, and we come to the Red Bull Ring in Austria in Spielberg, and what a track this is. It's the shortest one on the calendar, as you just saw there. I want to give a massive shout out first and foremost to Lambrex, who is a PC Split 2 driver, for providing me a lap this week here at this track. I am Ryan Littlemore, otherwise known as RyanL83 on YouTube, and joining me tonight will be Chris King Kodiak. We'll be joining him very shortly as he's doing his intro for Twitch, and also once again will be a certain Finnish version of Ted Kravitz. It is Marco FD, former PC Split 1 champion, and we'll go into there right now. So good evening, Chris and Marco. Welcome, one and all.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is going to be awesome. It's the Apex Online Racing F1 2016's PC Split 1 Season 13, Round 7 at Austria.
Should be quite one. And Marco, great to see you as always once again. And how do you feel about Austria for you as a track? It's a short one. What will we be seeing from these drivers tonight?
Hello Chris and Ryan and everyone watching the stream tonight. Well, Austria is pretty much a very, like you said, short track, short pit lane as well. Weather tonight is going to be, dry all day. So, expect people to go either for, I'd say, we have 3 options here. We can go ultra soft, we can go super soft, and I don't know, people in like 10 till the back might try something else, but should be very interesting for sure.
Should indeed. Austria, very short lap this one. We're going to see, in my experience, probably in the high 7s here tonight. Very, very quick one, this one. And obviously, last season, Chris, we had a classic here, if you remember that one very well. Obviously, I raced in it, and it didn't go well for me, so I won't mention about that one. But who would you expect to see here have a chance of winning here this evening, Chris, from your experience?
Well, the field, as we know, has been very, very tightly packed with such close performances. Nick B, of course, is still our championship leader, although Wycombe's coming off the back of the race win last time at Canada. You can never discount Berg. I'm going to say that I'm going to have a shot at Wycombe's, because Wycombe's have been on the podium 3 times out of the 5 races he's done. He missed the first round in Australia, and he's still in second in the championship. So I'm going to put my money on the Manor.
I have to say, I do agree on that one, but we could see some
We
could see some surprises tonight, I've got to say. Currently in qualifying, we currently have Max AFC on pole right now with a 1.76. which is pretty impressive, and he's 8/100ths ahead of the guy you just mentioned right now, Chris, Wycombs, with Berg in P3 as well. And
compound softer though, so gotta keep that in mind.
We do indeed. Wycombs out on the super soft tyre as well. That is pretty damn impressive, I've got to say, from Wycombs. Berg also on super soft tyres, and then we've got Kalon in fourth. So
most people setting their first laps on the super soft tyres, interestingly. Max and Kalon, that are first and fourth respectively, setting theirs in the ultras. So most people are getting a banker lap in. We should see that time start to disintegrate a bit as time goes on.
After Wednesday, now I am on board with the man who got his first podium of the season last time out in Canada. It is, of course, the legend himself, Fizzy Fan 91, or in here, AOR Fizzy. And Wycombs' his teammate this season, and he's just coming in to the final sector in a 55-1 so far, and it's not bad time actually. And Fizzy did mention last week that he looks forward to this race. Looking forward, actually, that's a bit more better English, I will say. And he's actually come to the pit, so he must have had a off track at somewhat, but he's still P7, not too bad. As Papa's
RBK has just set a time in 5th position, I believe. Yes, he does. So newcomer RBK, who first raced last time out and got on the podium, so absolutely stonking effort from him. So yeah, we should let's not discount the new guys.
Oh, Nick B just went a little bit wide out of the penultimate corner, and his lap has just been ruined right there, but he's going to come up to the line. It's going to be a 1:09.4, which puts him P12 currently right there. But if you guys want to get involved with tonight's broadcast, then make sure that you leave a comment in the stream on my end or Chris's, and we'll answer your questions tonight as well. And as well as last week, which went down very well, you guys can vote for Driver of the Day, which my moderators will make right near the end of the race, and will be published with 10 laps to go. And you guys can decide who wins this week, as last week, overwhelmingly, RBK won it, which was quite good, I think, so on his first race, so very impressive from him. And they have come out in force once again in the chat. I've seen already some big fans of RBK, so definitely one to keep an eye on tonight potentially, but we'll have to wait and see on that. As Nick B on a second lap then, so he's going to maybe try and do a cheeky undercut in the race here if he's doing 2 more laps here. He's on a 47.8, and he's lost it there. Oh, he lost that back end there, and in the gravel he goes. And it's just not been a good couple of weeks this has been for Nick B. He's been very off in qualifying, but he has shown some pace in the race, so we'll have to keep him faith for our current championship leader right now, but this is not what he needs for his championship, Chris.
No, he didn't finish in Canada, so I mean, he has won 2 and been second in 2 and was 4th at Monaco, but sadly that DNF was it's going to dead his confidence a bit. Hello to those on the Twitch stream that have messaged me. Groby, Hypnotising, Creedy. Yeah, Creedy was sorry, Canada was last week, Creedy, so sadly you've missed that one, but it's available in the usual places if you want to catch up with that one. Oh, was just caught up with Afro in the McLaren. He had a big oversteer moment on the exit of turn 2, but he's kept the run out of the wall and is carrying on going. He's currently in 13th position as number 22, Mr. JB himself.
Yes, not too bad. Fukutoro in the Haas, just about to come across the line to complete his first lap. It's a 1:09.8, which puts him P15, as he's going to continue on for another lap. As Chicane coming out of the pits then on the super soft tyre, and Max is out there on super soft tyres as well, our current pole man right now. So maybe he's got a little bit of pace then, if he's committing to a super soft tyre strategy here. He's got to nail the lap though. A 1 minute, what is this time? 1 minute 7.6. He's got to pull off something out of the hat here if he wants that, because that is a very impressive time as a banker lap to get a 1:76. So can it be done? I'm not too sure, but we're about to find out. He comes across the line, a 1:7.8, just misses out there by just over 2/10 of a second there. So that's a good confidence boost for Max there. He could be pretty good on race pace here, saying that very good time there. So Kalon, and I think he's about to start his lap then, his second lap, currently in P4. Driving as Mr. Bois himself, Kimi Räikkönen, as he's about to start his lap there. And if you guys don't know, very kindly, Reese has provided the current standings right now. So as it stands, Nick B currently on 98 points. Then Wycombs is in second on 81. Berg on 75 in P3. Then Ram P4 with 66, and Afro will complete the top 5, in P5 with 63 points. That has been posted on my YouTube chat as well. So if you want to keep an update on who you're supporting this season, let me know in the comments, guys, who you think is going to win the championship in Season 13. And also to Chris's Twitch chat as well. Who do you think will win? And Chris will give you a shout out on that side as well.
Fab Donato is currently sitting in the 6th position. He's had a bit of an up-down season, but he's had 2 5ths and a 3rd position so far. Fizzy, as mentioned, he got his first podium this last time out. He's in 7th. Failer is currently 8th with Max, our current pole man. He failed to start in 2 rounds, so he's only had 4 races, but scored points in 2 of them in 9th, and the top 10 being rounded out, as mentioned earlier, by RBK, getting his first podium in his first race. And thank you very much, Reese. You've just done the same thing. Whoa, was just seeing Kalon.
Kalon went wide.
Yeah.
Second time though, 1 minute, 1:08.1 with a wide, going wide. It's not too bad, I've got to say. So that's not bad. If you didn't make that mistake, you could have maybe improved and got into the top 3, but we'll have to wait and see. Nooker, I think, has just done a lap there. I'm not too sure. Fizzy is out there on another out lap, but a dry race, obviously, which is great news for all of us, because we've had a little bit of a... We want to have at least a week off with the rain, as we saw in Canada, which was very bizarre, I've got to say, as, in my opinion, one of the strangest ones. Reminds me of Suzuka last season.
We have a new pole man.
We do have a pole man. It is Afro.
Afro and the McLarens set the top time.
175. Not bad of a time.
1.75, yeah. 1.5 cents ahead of Max, so yeah, fair play.
Yep, we've got Nicky in the banana car, the Renault, about to start his second lap, actually, I believe, and he's moved up to P4, actually. 1:07.4, very good time there, right there. So a lot of people in the chat going for, someone said Papa, we've got RBK fans, which is great for that. Yeah, cheeky strategy calls incoming, yes, Kaizo, that will be interesting. Ycoms, we can see as well in the chat, but most of my subscribers on my end think RBK's going to win tonight, which is quite interesting. But and he is currently P7.
He impressed last time out, so it's certainly doable. Guys on my side of the Twitch side, I think Hypnotizer said my mic sounds weird. It's a brand new microphone. I have a proper streaming microphone now, as opposed to just a headset one. I'm still getting used to it. I've tried a few recordings with it, so let me know. I'm still going to fiddle with it for half an hour, so just let me know if that sounds bad or what have you, and I'll try and do what I can with it. Still on board with Nicky after that 4th position, and is he setting another time? I think it was actually. Yes, he is. So Nicky, and almost wide on the exit of the last turn, and across the line in 3rd. So he has just displaced Ycoms.
Current championship leader Nick B back out once again on the super soft tyre this time around, so he's going to try and go for a very cheeky strategy here of I think maybe these guys on super softs may go for a 2-stop here tonight, and I think this ultra soft runners potentially may go, they possibly could do 2 stops, but mainly I think it could be 3. Marco, what would you do if you're Nick B right now on super softs? What would your strategy be for this race if you start on that tyre?
If I were to start on super soft, I'd definitely try to at least qualify in the top 10. Preferably P7 at ideal. Then wait till around lap 3 till the ultra soft runners start to have the tires drop off in a sense, and then I could strike basically.
So we'll see as Nick B starts his lap then. Very crucial lap this one, I've got to say, to hold on to his lead of the championship. He's got to get up there and be on the same pace as Ycoms and co. So he's gone up then and sets a 16.4 first sector. Not a bad time on the super soft tyre on that.
Big lockup though into turn 2, so that's not going to help him. And Reese has just actually posted the Constructors' Championship on my side, and Mana currently lead the way by 1 point over Ferrari. So it's all to play for as we fast approach the halfway point in the season. So again, a bit of a lockup there into turn 3 for Nick. So it's starting to come downhill then into that long turn 4. Run it a little bit wide, didn't go out onto the rumble strip on the outside, now into the sweeping 5. Again, tail just getting a bit loose there as it comes back up the hill, over the crest, heading towards 7. Just a dab of the brakes.
He's done a very good middle sector, I've got to say, Nick B, and he's coming up to the line. runs a little bit wide.
Oh, and very nearly lost it, very nearly threw it to the wall, but remains in 15th position.
Not a bad, I think that may have lost it there with that back end there, so not ideal. So obviously that's my new craze right now on my YouTube side of things. Not ideal hashtag, so you guys know what to do right now. Right now as we're watching.
First to 15th, separated by 1 second only.
Wow.
I mean, it's quite a short lap, to be fair, but it's still pretty impressive to have such a short spread. As Afro is out there on another flying lap, so he's not confident.
Sets a 1.82, puts him P13. A lot of the people want to see RBK, and I don't see him on track right now, so I think
Indeed, he isn't.
Maybe he's going to hold it out for maybe 1 lap, but we're going to go on board with Max currently on the... Well, he was pole position, but he's P2, and he's back out on ultra soft tyres, so that's very interesting, actually. So we'll wait and find out as well. Obviously, Nicky as well, who's up to P3. Papa, who was last week's pole sitter in Canada, going in P7. Mathis in P9. We just saw for Qatar as well. Nick B, I think, is going to start another lap here. And sets a
Fizzy's coming out.
He's done a 1 minute 8.1 on the super soft tyre, and he's currently in P12. And I think Nick's job has been done right now. And Fizzy, as you've just mentioned, out on the ultra soft tyre. And Ramdrop as well, who we've not seen actually in the session, has come out finally on ultra soft. So maybe he's saving tyres by only going out once, and maybe, yeah, maybe he's going to try and do something a little bit different here. I think maybe RBK may be doing the same. We can't see him out on track yet, so he's got to get a move on if he wants to get on there. We've got a lovely view right now from the back of the Haas there of Mathis, who I think is about to start another lap here as he's coming across the line, and it's going to be a 1.77, puts him up to P3. Impressive time there from the Haas driver.
You guys reckon that Burke and Kayla, or Burke and Wycombs are gonna stay in or go out?
Very interesting to see what these guys do. Kalon's out there at the minute on ultra soft, so he's getting those tyres up to temperature. Nick B still going out there, says he's trying to get some track there, but Fizzy is about to start his lap in the manner, driving, of course, as the legend himself, Lord Rio Haryanto right now. And Ram going very slowly. He's done a 10 minute, apparently on my screen, he's done a 10 minute 22 second lap there. So, well, good.
He's clearly pushing his car.
He is actually, I've got to say. Right, there's Ramdrop's coming into turn 1, then start his lap. Definitely one to watch out for. He's been pretty impressive in that Red Bull so far this season, driving as Max Verstappen on home patch as well, of course. Red Bull Ring, obviously Red Bull, of course. So they've got to do well on their home turf. So we'll see what Ram can do. But he's done a 16.4 first sector, which is pretty good. He's only a 10th off the current first sector time. And I've just saw as well, Max has gone pole as well with a 1.74. So that's pretty impressive, these times tonight. So we didn't see it, unfortunately, so we do apologise. But as Berg has retired from the session, so he's done for qualifying. So maybe he's going to be saving some.
That's sixth for Berg on the Supersoft. Mathis has retired as well. That's 4th for him on the Ultras.
Afro had a bad exit out of the final corner. He's 2nd now.
Just got off the camera there, unfortunately, of Ram. So I'm going to just try and get onto broadcast view. There we go. As Ram's going to come out of the final corner, then is he going to improve? He's down in 17th. He's a 2nd off the pace. He's going to come in only 14th place for Ram. So not a good day in the office for him. But
he had a terrible exit on that last turn. He just seemed to get a bit out of shape.
Max has abandoned his lap, so he thinks he's got pole here. So, but good job there. Here comes Nicky then in the Renault, and he stays in P4 as well. But not a bad job there from Nicky, I've got to say. He's been somewhere in the mid-pack so far this season in qualifying. So, not a bad job there. Only a 10th off pole as well. So, pretty good job there.
Chicane comes across the line. He doesn't improve from 16th position. Saf has retired. Unfortunately, I didn't see what position he qualified in, but I think the entire field...
I think Kanon's run out of fuel across the line, I think. And
the entire field is separated by less than a second by the look of it.
That is impressive. That is what PC Split 1 is all about there. So tight. We know it's a short run lap, this one, but very, very impressive from all the guys tonight. And it is an open field right now. It could be any one of these drivers winning tonight if the gap is that short. So Chris, once we get out of this glorious moment here, right, we can see, take us through the grid then for round 7 of the AOR PC Split 1 Championship in Austria.
Certainly will do when the positions are finally confirmed. I think we are waiting for our poleman, Max AFC, to retire from the session, and then we will get the confirmed qualifying positions up. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do as spectators to confirm that. So there we go. Just so from my perspective, we have a great shot of the pit lane and not a lot else.
Yep, the crowd on the top there, looking very happy with some of the drivers there. Max, especially for Force India. The crowd are loving it right now. So, and there we go.
And there they are then. So Max for Force India getting his first pole of the season with Afro for McLaren in second, Fizzy in third. Great effort for the manor, though. We didn't see that one, sadly. Nen, Nicky 4, Maffers 5, Wycom's down in sixth position. That's my prediction for this race on the Supersoft tyre. So the lead Supersoft runner in sixth position. Berg also Supersoft in seventh position. Failure 8, Kane on 9, and Papa rounds out your top 10 with RBK. Fan favourite starting 11th, Slick 12, Nooker 13, Nick B, championship leader 14th, Ram 15, Chicane 16, and Fugataro in 17th with Saf setting no time, so starting at the back of the field.
Could be a good shout, though. Could be a very good shout. You never know about that. But RBK, same again. He could be saving some tyres and is the first man to get a fresh set of tyres, remember, so he's in a good shot as well. But Fizzy, what did I say a few races ago? That we could see a cheeky someone paying £5 to all the viewers. Remember that, Chris? So
I do.
You never know.
Well, he's right up there. He could well capitalise and make someone a bit bankrupt.
Indeed. Right there. So all we're doing now, we're just waiting now for the approval to get across. So fingers crossed, we'll get that to you guys, and it takes a couple of minutes, and then we will get into the session. So do bear with us for the time being, and we will get you some coverage right now. I've just done something silly there, so I do apologise. But nearly 200 viewers watching this right now, which is quite impressive. And I want to give a shout out to Codemasters, who have retweeted our tweets tonight, and absolute pleasure from the guys over there. So thank you very much, and hopefully we can bring you good broadcast tonight. So
happy days, brilliant stuff.
How friendly of them.
How friendly indeed. So we're going to load. I've loaded back in, but I'm not going to jump in just yet until we feel it's right. So we don't want to be on the grid, so we wait until they start the formation lap, and that's why we don't want to interfere with their racing, of course, as we become ghosted. So should be quite an interesting race, this one. I've got to say, I'm intrigued right now. Fizzy could be getting someone to pay £5 for every viewer that said Fizzy could win a race, so you never know about that, but
certainly possible, certainly very possible. So I'm just waiting for confirmation that the parade lap has begun, which I think it just has, but I'm going to stall for a little bit because last time I jumped in too soon, I ended up being part of it, which is not something I want to do.
I will let you know right now. We are on the formation lap. Max leads the way.
I will jump in.
Head in, but glorious conditions here in Austria. This is what we want to see. Gorgeous sunshine. There you can see the marshals on the side there. Going to get a nice cheeky tan today in Austria, so that's obviously fantastic for them right now. But this is going to be quite interesting. We've got a new poleman at the front there, Max in the Force India. We've got
he's off. He's racing.
Surprising pole for this race for sure.
Indeed. I've got to say. So this is going to be so open, this race. I've got to say, I'm very intrigued to see who could win this race. You've got Max, the surprise poleman. You've got Afro behind. I think that is, if I'm correct, Chris.
Afro might be really aggressive into turn 1. Well, I expect him to make aggressive move if he gets a chance.
You've got Fizzy as well in P3. He said he was confident around this track, so he definitely a contender, and he's out-qualified Wycoms as well, which is a very good job for Fizzy as well. So you've got to count him in.
Wycoms has a plan, right? And he's starting on the Supersoft.
Oh, very cheeky, very cheeky. We'll have to keep an eye as well on what the field are doing.
As is Berg behind him, so Wycoms can't just sort of settle into a rhythm and let the Ultrasoft run past him. He's going to have pressure from Berg straight away. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting to see.
Yep, as the drivers are now making their way onto the grid then, and great to see we've almost got a full field here tonight, which is absolutely fantastic. So we'll wait and see as the drivers are now set. Fizzy's angle there is very weird, I've got to say, from where his car's positioned right now. But we'll wait and see as we'll try and get to the top of the field quickly. And the lights are on, so here we go then. Round 7
Wind
of the
him up.
AOR PC Split 1 Championship is away here in Austria. It's a good start from our pole man Max there as they're going to go in towards turn 1, but Afro's got a good run into turn 1. He's got the inside line going through there, and there's been contact behind.
Contact!
Oh,
and
no.
that's one of the bananas. I'm trying to figure out which one it is.
That's a...
Nicky.
Nicky,
Oh, Nicky.
That's disappointing. That's what we do not want to see right there. Marco did mention that there could be chaos at turn 1. We have seen it there, and it's the commentator's curse once again.
Right.
So, Marco, you've done it again. So, we love you, mate, for commentator's curse
sorry.
there. So, but this is a great opportunity here for Max. You can see the gap already he's got on Fizzy right now. He's got a bit of a train behind him. So, hashtag Fizzy train right now in both chats would be absolutely great. But this is what Max needed, actually. So one of his contenders is out of the running, but we've got to keep an eye on the rest of the field. As you said, Chris, we've got people on super soft tyres. Not too sure if anyone's on soft tyres, so I'm going to have a little look down the field quickly.
Not that I've spotted. Wycombs has lost a position, actually. He's down in 7th. Papa Socrates has come up to 6th with Kalon 5th. Berg is up to 4th then on those super soft tyres. He's had a great start. Maffis up to 3rd.
The Force India's coming in the pit lane, it seems, but Chicane is on the soft tyre. Just thought I'd get that out there.
That's got to be Feeler then, because Max is the other one, and he's of course running away. As we see a Ferrari, then that's oh crikey! I'm trying to get through the field. That's obviously Kalon then, who's up near the front. Then Nick B started quite a long way down the back. Then he's already putting pressure on Berg von Trips for that 4th position. He's got the inside line. Oh goodness me, that was very
going around the outside at turn 2, and he's going to try and get around the outside and with a Haas. I don't know who it is. I think it could be Fukutora. I could be wrong. But they're going to be. It's a drag race now between a Red Bull and a Haas, and there's a Ferrari behind him as well. That could be Nick B. But Ram also on the soft tyre, so he's going to go very long in this race right now, and he's got another one behind him. It is Fukutora on the soft tyre as well, so he's on the charge right now. We've got Slick also in P10 on the super softs, and we've got the Nooker as well. But the man in the chat right now that everyone wants to see is RBK right now, and he is on the super softs in P8, so he's made a few positions as well. But Wycomb's down in 7th place, and he's ahead of Nick B at the minute, so it's not too bad for him in terms of the championship. He can close the gap down, but he wants to move up a bit closer as Max gets the fastest lap, and Maffis comes in with the fastest lap of 10.5. Then Nooker comes in with a 10.2, and no one beats that time, so I can relax a little.
Wycombs just overtook the Renault of Socrates.
He did indeed for that position.
Fizzy's in a battle right now with Maffis behind, and Maffis gets the inside, and they're going to be side by side as they're going to get. Maffis is going to get DRS, but Fizzy has also got DRS as well, and it's a drag race. It's a Mana versus a Haas. Who's going to win this one? Coming then into turn 3, and it's going to be Fizzy there, but he's only 8 tenths off as he has a little bit of a lock up there and runs a bit wide. But we've got the Berg behind as well on the super softs, keeping up with Fizzy and Maffis right now. So really Max has got to pull away, whilst Fizzy has a bit of a train behind him. You can see of about 4 or 5 cars behind him, and Max just needs this now. He needs to put out a gap, pit when it's advisory, and just pray really that the strategy works for him tonight, as Fizzy gets a little bit of dirt on the front left tyre right there as they're going to start lap 4 of the Austrian Grand Prix. Max has a little bit of a twitch out of the last corner, but will still lead them with the gap being 9 tenths. So actually Fizzy's gained 3 tenths there as Wycombs gets the fast lap, Ram gets the fast lap, and then Nick B comes in with a 1.9. Oh, there's been contact though. There's a Ferrari spun. Kalon's been spun.
Kalon.
He's been spun at turn 1. I don't know who he had made a little bit of contact there, but we'll find out very shortly who it is, as Fizzy again under pressure from Maffis right now. He just has to hold it around the outside as Maffis gets that inside line and moves up to P2, but Berg is hungry right now.
There as well.
Berg's hungry.
Well, about the strategy, as you could see that not the softest compound just set the fastest lap. We'll see ultra soft come in around 6 or 7, super soft around 11 or 12 if they use. So.
Oh, what a move by Fizzy then. That move started at turn 3, and he's then completed it by turn 4 to retake that 2nd position. Beautiful stuff.
He's lost half a second, though, to the leaders right now. But I think Fizzy's holding them up here. I think some of these guys on Ultras may take a gamble and pit now and try and get an undercut on Fizzy. I mean, that's what I would do right now, as I think he's losing too much time in the middle sector. But he has been quick in that final sector. As I mentioned, last lap he pulled 3 tenths back. And what's it going to be this time around? It's only a few hundredths, though. But Max is loving this right now. He's got Fizzy could hold them up here, and Max could just pull off a good strategy call, but we'll have to wait and see. The one to watch here has got to be Berg with a shadow of a doubt on the super soft tyres, and also the Red Bull of Ram Drop as well, who's on the soft tyre. He's not far behind, but look at this, too wide going into turn 3. Berg's going late, and there's been contact there as well, I believe.
It was Berg on Fizzy, yeah.
Oh, and Wycom's actually makes a little bit of a mistake, but we're going to go back down actually. We'll see Wycom's a minute. He's under pressure from Nooker in the Red Bull, and then his teammate behind Ram Drop's about to make a pass on a Ferrari of Nick B, and they're actually going side by side. Nick B losing the back end a little bit, but they're going to go side by side then, and Ram gets the job done and moves up to P7. So you've got to say as well, Ram Drop could be a contender here for a win as well, as he's on those soft tyres. And could we see one stops here, Marco, possibly, if Ram goes on to super softs and gets these softs quite long into the race?
I think most of the drivers will try to do the one stop here tonight.
As we've got Max is in the pits actually. Our race leader has pitted at the end of lap 5. I think this is all. Yep, lap 5. So what's he going to go on? And he is going on to some soft tyres as Saf gets the fastest lap with a 1:09.4. So Saf
Berg has just taken the lead. We were watching on board from the Twitch side. We were watching on board with Wycombs just as Berg does an inside manoeuvre on Fizzy to take the race lead. Then, oh, Maffis has slingshotted Fizzy. Oh, goodness me, it's 5 cars all battling for the same piece of track. Wycombs has had impact and just keep it out of the wall. It was Nooker he had a contact with. The man is now beginning to fall through the field. Nick B is now back up to 5th position as a result of that touch. And already then, Maffis is under pressure by Nooker. Then Nooker's just gone up into 2nd position. So that Red Bull's been making their way through the field. And yeah, so Maffis then now. Oh, Nick B now side by side with Fizzy through turn 4. And that is position to Ferrari then. So Fizzy is falling through the field.
He has to pit. He has to pit now. Max obviously first man to blink. We get a
Wycombs was off the Wycombs was actually off the track at turn 6. He's lost a lot of time with all sorts of garbage on his tyres.
I think we're about to see
Fizzy.
Maffis is coming into the pits. Fizzy as well. Nope, he stays out. So we'll keep an eye on what Maffis goes on. And he is going to, I don't know where he is. I can't find him on the screen right now. But Saf, as you saw, got the fastest lap. He's on the super soft tyre. He's up to 5th. So good job there. As he's catching up to
from last.
He's catching up to Fizzy actually. So this will be interesting. Got to count Saf as well in there. Oh, and there's a Mercedes going very late on the brakes there. Slick, nearly collecting Saf there, but gets away with it there. And Saf's got a good run here on Fizzy with DRS then. And he's pulled out the slipstream. He's going to try now break Fizzy going into the corner. Fizzy surely has to pit this lap. He's struggling for grip now as he loses another position and drops to P5. And Saf promotes himself.
And we're in puncture territory now, Ryan, so...
Yep, indeed. We've got to keep an eye on that right now. But we've got Berg leading the race then on the super soft tyres. I think the top 4 are all on super softs right now. And they will go quite long into the Grand Prix as Berg goes through towards the final corner. He goes the A1 corner, I believe it is. I've probably got that wrong, but if it isn't, blame Wikipedia, everyone. So we don't want...
Fizzy's in.
Fizzy is in. Nick B has got a train on his hands, but Saf actually has already caught up to the back of both Nick B and Nooker, I must add as well. So Saf doing an incredible job here on his pace. His race pace has been pretty impressive. If he's right, we know he's quick. He actually had a good battle with Berg last time out in Canada, but look behind them. Slick has got a three-way scrap right now, and he's got Ram. He's got I think he's got Wycombs as well in that battle for P5. But definitely one to watch out for now is Saf. Saf has been pretty quick so far in this race. So as Nooker tries to make a move on the Ferrari of Nick B, who's trying to hunt down Berg with the gap being 2.5 seconds, just under 2.5 seconds actually, from our race leader right now. But I think for the guys who are pitted, they've got to really push right now and get a good outlap, a good outlap and some good cheeky laps here.
Max has already gained like over a second on the leader for 2 laps earlier, so he's getting a nice undercut.
He will indeed, and he will. But I think these guys will try and go out as long as possible. These super soft runners and go into soft tyres to the end of the Grand Prix. As Saf's got DRS on Nooker, and Nooker has got DRS on Nick B. But all 3 of them are actually hunting down Berg by about a couple of tenths a lap. So got to keep an eye on that. But Saf's got a beautiful run here with double slipstream is going to help him. He's going to outbrake the cars ahead of him, just brake a little bit early for the corner, just try and get a good exit. And Nucker's had a little bit of a moment then out of turn 2, so this could be Saf's chance here. He's got a nice run on Nucker. Is he going to get the move done down the inside? Nope, he backs out of it and will stay in position right now. Runs a little bit wide on entry, but has a very nice exit as well to give him a good exit speed. And he's going to have a good run actually. Nucker's had a little bit of a disappointing corner there, but Saf has a little bit of a lock-up and stays where he is.
So there's a decent battle also forming behind with Slick leading a 3 to 4 car train with Ramdrop, Fugataro and RBK. Whoa, and that's a Red Bull off. Is that Ramdrop? Yes, it is. Ramdrop has gone off at turn 5 on those soft tyres, and he's got himself out of the dirt and back on the track again. He's down at 11th position.
That's disappointing for Ramdrop. His strategy is not working for him tonight then. And just wrong place, wrong time ready with him. But Saf's still trying to hold on here to Nucker and Nick B. Nick B actually has a massive moment out of turn 1, and so does Nucker as well. So maybe Saf could have a chance here. And also, don't forget Wycombs as well. He's lurking in the background there, and we've got a bit of a battle going on actually behind them. And I think Nick B was under pressure there actually from Nucker, so I don't know if he got the overtake done there. But Fugataro under pressure from Slick and also RBK as well in that Toro Rosso.
Fugataro, as he just came past Slick then on that run down to turn 3. So on the run down to turn 2, I beg your pardon, but he has a big... Oh, we just lost in Nicky.
Nicky is
out.
What
a shame. We saw him have that big accident in the first lap, so that is the end of his race then. His season is not improving.
Just want to clarify something on the chat side of things on YouTube. A lot of people are asking about your microphone quality, Chris, and that's because he's got a new microphone and he's just getting some tweaks, so hopefully he should be a-okay for next week. So I just thought I'd
also he's getting an afro haircut for his mic.
Oh, and Saf's gone down the inside of Nick B, going into so, and also Nucker as well. He moves up from 4th to 2nd. What a great couple of corners there for Saf, and he's actually going to be under pressure once again from both Nucker and Nick B going up the hill towards turn 2. But an impressive move there from Saf, I've got to say, as well. And we could see some pressure here. Nick B going to try and go down the inside now of Nick B's trying to get past Nucker, sorry, and Nucker holds on. But Saf, out of nowhere, from last on the grid, is 2nd in this Grand Prix, and he's not that far away. But Nucker's trying to get past him to get a beautiful headshot here of this beautiful circuit in Austria right now. As you can see, Saf's actually now got 3 cars behind him right now, so he needs to put away right now. But if he continues this pace, he could be a contender tonight.
Wycomb's going to party.
I'm just going to try and sort my mic out here, bear with me.
That's fine, no problem, but a lot of people asking where Wycombs is. He's here in P5, right in the back of this battle we've noticed right now. So Wycombs needs to get past Nick B here. I think Nick B and Nucker are starting to struggle a little bit on their tyres right now. So maybe Saf has been saving his tyres in the early stages when everyone made their first round of pit stops, and now he's making this charge right now. He's already pulled a gap actually to both Nick B and Nucker as Nick B goes down the inside and moves up to P3 in the Grand Prix as Wycombs dances a little bit there out of turn 1. So Nucker again is going to try and make a move done on Nick B going up towards turn 2. They're going to go side by side actually, but Nick B will have the corner and will move himself up there, up to P3. As so you can see, look at the gap now Marco Saf's got already to Nick B behind. He's actually catching Berg, not by much, but he's getting there.
It's quite incredible that he still has so much pace. Oh, the Red Bull just spun.
Was that Nucker?
Wycombs, Nucker, yeah.
Yeah,
Nucker.
Nucker's in the wall. There he is. So
same corner that I spun out with my teammate. So.
Yep, and it's the same corner as well with my teammate last season as well. So I think that's the team. We'll call that the teammate of champions, we'll say, or something like that. No reference to Canada, of course. But disappointing there for Nucker. He looked pretty strong.
Corner of disappointment, Ryan.
Is indeed, as Nick B now has got. Now he's got not Nucker. He's now got Wycombs on his back right now. But Saf has closed the gap massively. He's gained a 2nd already to Berg. And I wonder if anyone's got any penalties, Marco, tonight. Obviously, you can cut some corners around here and you can get some penalties. So if you could keep us updated with the penalty count. I'm only just curious because I think we know Saf has had some penalties, especially last race in Canada. So if he doesn't get any penalty,
according to this, Fizzy has a stop and go penalty, so I don't know where he is right now. So he should have taken it because he got it on lap 1.
I think he may have done that. So that's not what we want, of course. Anyone else got any penalties?
3 seconds for Papa, and that's it. And a couple of warnings, obviously.
Wow, but as you can see, Saf is already a second behind now, Berg. So Berg is struggling right now for grip, but Saf, it's just got so much grip. He's definitely saved it there. And actually, I think Saf's coming in the pits right now, so he's going to try and do the undercut here. And is Berg coming in as well? No, he stayed out actually. So Saf's trying to go for the undercut here. This could work for him actually. So we'll wait and see as he comes in then to his box. And we've got Ferrari mechanics coming out as well. That'll be for Nick B. And what tyres is Saf going on to? He's going to some soft tyres. And he is off on his merry way. So I think Saf's going to try and go to the end of the Grand Prix here on these soft tyres. Wycombe's as well. He jumped on some soft tyres in the background as well. But Saf,
it looked like there was a big stream of cars coming in. So yeah, we should.
There'll be these super soft runners, so they will be now done. Now they'll be finished. So this is going to be interesting right now. We've got all kinds of strategies here in this race, and Ramdrop, unfortunately, we know had a bit of contact and went off onto the gravel. So he looked promising, but we'll have to keep wait and see how he does as well. We've got Chicane there in P3 now. Obviously, has not made his pit stop. He is on the soft tyres. He started on that tyre. Fukatora now in P2, and Berg surely has to pit this lap right now. We know Saf caught so much time on him, and he does indeed come in from what I can see right now, driving as Lewis Hamilton right now. But this is going to be very intriguing, I've got to say, with 23 laps or 22 laps when Berg crosses the line. So what tyre is he going to go on? I'll be surprised if he doesn't go on the softs, and he is indeed going to the soft tyre. So he's going to go to the end. Where is Saf is the question, because that's the battle we're going to keep an eye on right now. And Saf's actually coming into the final corner, so this is going to be extremely close right now between the two drivers who are actually going to be fine. We've got someone slowing down actually. That's a Toro Rosso. I'm not too sure what happened there, but Berg's just coming out the pit lane actually, and Saf has actually jumped Berg in the pit stops there and moves up to what will be a net first place, I believe, and that it actually is. So Saf will lead the Grand Prix once Ram and Fucataro pit. So Saf from last could potentially be leading the Grand Prix. Absolutely stunning.
Did he start in last?
He started last.
He started last, yeah. He didn't take a quality time, so yeah, unbelievable stuff. Fugataro is on the soft tyres, but we don't know at what point he went on to those. He's got Berg right behind him, and Ram is not far ahead either. Yeah, I wonder what was going on with Chicane there.
I'm not too sure. Maybe he had a wheel problem, or maybe he paused the game, or I'm not too sure what happened. He may have had some issues. We will find that hopefully at the end of the Grand Prix, but that is not what we needed right there. I mean, for Chicane, he did pretty well with P3 and then just lost it. I don't know. We'll have to find out what happened at the end of the broadcast, but Fucataro still leads then in the Haas, and he starts lap 16. So we'll have to wait and see when these soft runners pit, and it will give us an indication of how long the soft tyre can last. So this is.
They should at least stay, if they want to do a one stop, it should be like in the late lap 20s, late 20s, like 28.
I'm just surprised.
26.
I'm just surprised, really. We've got Nicky's in the chat. I got filtered behind Fizzy going to the first corner, but the two guys had crashed and I collected one of them, which we did see on the broadcast there. So it's a bit unfortunate there, Nicky, for you, and yeah, nowhere to go. It is unfortunate, and we hope to see you back next week, strong as ever, for Silverstone, I believe it is.
Silverstone, yes it is.
Indeed it is.
The break, Ryan.
What was that, sorry, Marco?
There's no race next week, it's a break week, so 2 weeks.
Oh, it's oh, right, okay, well, there you go, there's clarification right there, but I can confirm to the viewers right now there will be a stream next week, as I will probably be doing a social, so on the rare occasion a commentator does these hosted races, so keep your eyes out on the forums this week if you want to get involved with the social race that I'm going to be hosting. So
it's because of the Canadian Grand Prix, because that starts later than normal.
There you go, then there's confirmation right there for you as well. But as I said, more details of that will be revealed, and we may even commentate this this social race. We're not too sure yet. We'll let you guys know down the line. But Fucataro still leads then on lap, and Berg there is actually caught up to the back of Saf right now, who is stuck behind Ramdrop. And this really is the battle, I think, for the lead right now between Saf and Berg. And we know Saf is quick, but Berg we know is a former champion, so it's hard to call here, I've got to say. You've got to think about the drivers behind as well, that started on the Ultra Softs as well, so we've got to wait and see. We've got to wait and see, but I don't know who my money's on right now. But who do you guys think could win this one? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know.
Saf was got very, very racing. Oh, and a tiny bit of impact actually between the Williams and the Red Bull. I was going to lose the momentum.
He lost the place.
He's lost the place.
Berg has claimed that third position. So
Saf is really quick, but you gotta keep in mind his lag issues might strike at any point. So
yep,
it is a liability.
We don't want that, of course, as Fogatari just comes through turn 1. Saf is on the back of Berg, as Berg has got DRS on ram drop right there. But I'm just going to drop down the field a little bit, as Afro, who was on the Ultra Soft, actually is leading that train of cars that actually pitted first, and they are on the Super Soft tyre. Actually, that is wrong, as Chicane behind him in P6 is still on the soft tyre, yet to make his pit stop. Then Mathis behind him in P7, then it's Nick B in P8, then Wycom's in P9, RBK's in 10th in the last points scoring position, then it's Papa, then we've got Kalon, Fizzy, who was second at one point, down in 13th place, and that is not what we want to see.
Ouch.
When he started in P3 on the grid. As there's a whole
the drive-through or stop and
it's
go.
the stop and go, of course, and he had a nice cluster of smoke there from the Renault, the Ferrari, and the Manor there, so that was quite nice to see. Some nice effects there, of course, and obviously Max, of course, who was on pole, down in 15th place. So he's had a disastrous race there, and in terms of the commentators, Marco, you're winning the race between us three, as I've just come out the pit lane again on super soft tyres, as we'll just keep an eye on this battle, which will be the race lead once Ram Drop and, of course, Fogatari pit is Saf versus Berg, and Berg's getting very impatient now on Ram. He's going to try and go down the inside, but he doesn't, as Ram Drop has a little bit of a lock up there on the front right, as Berg took a little bit of curb there, which will hinder his exit speed. I think Saf is going to play the long game here, really. Stay behind Berg, save a bit of fuel, save some tyres, as you saw earlier on. Saf
so what happened to Max exactly, Ryan? Because he's in 14th.
I'm not too sure, really. It could have been contact, it could have been...
He's also different tyres, he already stopped again.
We're not too sure, really.
We missed something here.
That is it's very surprising to see he's down that pecking order there, as Ram Drop's actually had a little bit of a disaster. The camera's not helping me here. There we go, it's back to normal now, and Berg went a little bit wide there, getting a little bit of gravel there on his tyres, which will hinder his grip in the next few corners there. But I've got to say, Ram's doing a good job holding off Berg and Saf for the time being. It's been, a couple of laps now, as Berg's actually going to go down the inside now, going into turn 1, and there's been a bit of banging there, but Berg gets the job done finally. Saf's going to go down the inside now of Ram Drop, and this is going to be scary going up to the hill then. And is Saf going to take a move? He's going to go around the outside, but no, he backs out of it there, and he will go up to P3 there, and actually gets a good exit out of turn 2, and it's now drag racing once again then towards turn 3, and Saf may get the job done here, and he does it with ease, actually. And
he had the DRS on the Mercedes. I mean, he's had the pace to do it. He got a little bit impatient behind Ram Drop. Few laps to go. Oh, Saf's out.
Saf's crashed.
Oh no, he lost it on the exit of turn 3 and it's stuck in the wall.
That is.
And what a shame! I was actually on board with him, so I've now got the goldfish ball effect. That is horrible luck for Saf. He was really on form for some brilliant points, if not the win, and just a little bit too eager on the gas and has thrown it in the wall.
I am expecting...
Yeah, it was his own fault there.
I am actually going to see some sad faces in the chat right now. Very shortly, I can see it coming right now. That is a real shame, but it does show Saf has got pace, and that is... He could take away from this Grand Prix. He is up there with race wins in his mindset right now, so... And yes, Marco, you've cursed him, unfortunately, so the commentator's curse has struck once again.
Two times in one race.
Yeah, 2 times in one race.
Was it lag then, or?
I'm not too sure.
I think it was. It didn't look like it was lag.
Lag spun or something.
Who knows?
It could be a screen freeze. I've experienced that a couple of times, so we will try and get some confirmation from Saf once we get him in the commentary booth. We could get him actually in now.
Afro has also crawled back nicely into 4th place. Didn't he have like a major incident?
He did indeed, and really, I think
turn 1.
Onion Bargy on my side, is that Saf or Stroll? That's cruel.
Oh no!
That's cruel, Bargy. Very cruel.
That's a bit no one is like Lance Stroll. Let's put it that way. Right now, but you got to say, Afro actually he's actually caught to Berg right now. Obviously, we know Afro surely has to pit again, and it maybe go on some ultra soft at the end. Someone has gone a bit wide a little bit. I think
chicane. Yeah, with chicane. Wycombs is now on his case with DRS. He's probably going to claim that inside line, which he does. That's 6th position then to the Manor. Oops, chicane gets very squarely on the exit of turn 1. That's going to put Mathis on his case. Chicane, oh dear, he's not having a great race here at all
today.
Well, Wycombs has been stuck in that, I guess, 4-way battle for way too long for his liking, I guess, because he was also competing for the win.
And Chicane's actually now down to 9th. His teammate RBK has just gone past him as well.
Yep, tonight is this is the broadcast is going to be called Chicane on Ice because he's dancing around on the back end so much there. So he gets 10 out of 10 there for execution for his little moment there, but down in 9th now. He's sure he's got a pit, so 20 laps is actually not bad on super soft tyres. So good job on him to get up there. But really,
what's Arrow's still going? He's not in.
He's got a nice 3-second buffer, I've got to say, over our. Well, actually, I say that it's now down to just under 2 seconds now.
1.9,
so,
yeah.
He's gonna on there. Ram holding off Afro behind in P3, and Afro's getting a little bit feisty now. He's got a good run. He's gonna commit to the outside, going up the hill towards turn 2. And is he going to get that job done around the outside? And actually, Ram's backed out of it there and let Afro through. So that's interesting to see. And Afro now has got a clean run now to hunt down Berg in this race. So do not count Afro out just yet in this Grand Prix.
Nick B's in that mystery. He's having a look on the inside at turn 3. Oh, that's close. Very, very close. No impact, though. Nick B looks set to claim that 4th. And indeed he does. Can he string it around the outside at 4? No. Oh, Ram drops 4 straight back. Oh, nice switch back then for the Red Bulls. Still side by side as they're heading down to turn 5. And that position is back in the hands of Ram Drop. But Nick B is determined to claim it back. He's going for the outside again.
Wow.
Heading towards turn 7. And there's Wycombs in the background. Ram
is pitching.
No, Ram's in the pits.
Wow.
Ram's in the pits.
He's going to jump on some super soft tyres, I believe. And I think our race leader, Fukataro, is also in the pit lane. He is indeed. And he's going to jump onto a set of the super softs, and he will go to the end of the Grand Prix on them. So this now opens the door now to Berg to win this Grand Prix right now. So he leads the race.
Yeah.
Ram did the same.
And Afro.
When did Berg pit again? Was it like early or late? I think he was late, like lap 7 or 8. So yeah, if he can manage it, it's his to lose.
Just want to give an update. If anyone is interested in Split 2 right now, Lambrex, the man who did the lap guide this week, is currently winning. So that's great for my side because he's a subscriber of mine. So good job for him. And so I think Max just got the fastest lap of the Grand Prix there. So good job on him on there. But Split 2, very good competitive league, that one, from what I've been told. So if you guys want me to give you updates on Split 2, then let me know. So we want to try and cover as many splits as possible in this broadcast. So you've got a favourite driver in Split 2, let us know. Let us know. Afro coming up. Go on,
Nick
Chris.
B's got a lot of pressure from Wycombs in as they're coming into the final turn onto the start-finish straight. That Manor has got the pace to try and get it done on the inside, heading towards turn 1. Who's going to come out of this one on top? It does look like it's going to be Wycombs. That is 3rd position to the Manor. Afro's not far ahead either. And I think they might be reading Berg in a little bit, as Nick B's just got straight back on the Banner's case, rather. And, side by side into 2. And that is 3rd position back to the Ferrari. Very nicely done.
Very good. Afro's actually lost a couple of temps there to our race leader, Berg. So Afro's coming to that stage now where he might need to pit. Maybe he's going to try and hold out here and go into Ultra Softs, possibly to the end of the race. We don't know how long a fresh set goes. Maybe about 7 laps or 8 laps, so we'll wait and see if he does do that, or he'll go into I think he's just gone out the window now for the super soft tyres. So, or he could try and go He could go to the end of the Grand Prix. We don't know really.
Like he's had 3 more laps and then Ultrasoft is best.
We'll see, but he's actually been hunted down actually by Wycombs and Nick B as well. And there's a Toro Rosso in the background there. RBK.
Yes, RBK. He's not far behind, and that is we just had someone in the pit lane. It's Afro. Afro is jumped into the pit lane in the McLaren from second.
Yes, indeed. So what times are you going to go on is the question. We'll hopefully get some clarification from one of you two, as I'm watching RBK right now. So he's definitely... It's
the Super Softs.
Super Softs. That's interesting, I've got to say. Very interesting. Maybe he's concerned about the tyres, as Ramdrop actually gets a 192. We've got to keep an eye on RBK. We did mention last week, we didn't really cover him as much, and he came out of nowhere and got his first podium in his first race, so he could be on course for a second consecutive podium here.
Yes, DRS now, these guys keep bickering, and yeah, he's going to close up to them. It's not smooth at all.
What a lunge on the outside by Wycombe's own, but Nick B has still out the outside. Still then keeping his foot in it is Wycombes now having a look on the inside at 4. Oh my goodness me, how do they not have impact? Then there's RBK, has got a great ringside seat for this. Back into the lead of this particular battle then is the Ferrari of Nick B.
I've got to say, RBK could be in for a shout here. If he gets ahead of these two and goes for it, he could be on for a course here. Obviously, these 3 are catching Berg. You never know. We could see RBK getting his first podium last week, and he could win his first win in AOR, PC Split 1, in only his second race. That's actually quite impressive if he does it, as Wycombes moves up to P2 once again. And really, RBK is just going to be like, you two battle, you two collide, I'll just slip my way through up to P2.
Yeah, you burn your tyres out, and I'll pick up the pieces afterwards. And as Nick B jumps on the outside of the manor, everybody locking up into that turn 2. And on they go again then, as they were. Wycombe second, Nick B third, RBK fourth.
But this is good. We've got what, 10 laps to go. Anything could happen here, ladies and gentlemen. So you never know what could happen in these last 10 laps of the Austrian Grand Prix, and it's round 2 again at the same
role
corner.
Reversal. Yeah,
right
role
now,
reversal from last time around.
It is,
and Berg, he's opening up that lead. It's pretty much a couple of tenths each sector, so he's enjoying this while this battle lasts.
We're going back on board with RBK, so we're going to give you guys a bit of a grandstand seat right now for this battle ahead of RBK right now, and RBK is getting a little bit frustrated right now. He's a lot quicker. He's actually got a good exit. This could go horribly wrong here if they're going to try and make it 3 wide. I wouldn't, but if they want to do it fair play for the viewers right now, and we can see Marco's cars coming out the pit lane, RBK gets a beautiful run through turn 1 and moves up to P3 right now, and we've got Marco's goes ahead of him, which is going to be a bit distracting for these cars as Afro gets the
Marco, do you mind?
And they're going to go side by side, going up towards turn 3. RBK backs out of it and drops down to P4.
I wouldn't want to be the inside car on a 3-wide battle there.
No, we don't want that, of course. And that is impressive. They went side by side for practically a whole lap there. So props to Wycombes and Nick B there. This is a great showcase for Lee. And there's a big spin there, big crash there for Nick B. Luckily, I think he's got a puncher. I think he's got
exactly what happened to Saf. Exact same spot, exactly the same kind of error.
No puncture.
No puncture. Nope. That is great. That's good for Nick, but that's a podium gone, and it moves RBK, who must have had a great view of that, and will be smiling in his.
He has damage.
He's got what damage has he got, Marco?
He has damage, so he's going into the pits. I think front wing damage.
Oh dear.
I wouldn't be at all surprised at how hard he hit that barrier. I mean, he was. I think Saf was a bit unlucky that his suspension broke. On that particular impact. Nick is indeed in. He's gone on to the Ultra Softs and indeed gets a new wing. And from my perspective, they didn't take the old one off first, so that's interesting.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Literally just merged the new one into the old one. There's Ultra Soft tyres for the Ferrari, then down in 13th place.
Well, anyway, we got to get back up to the front of the right now. We have to see. Who's going to win this then? We've got RBK in third, we've got Wycombes in second, and then we've got obviously Berg, who we've not really seen as much, as we get a beautiful shot then of the rear wing looking forward. Very nice, Cody's for this camera angle right there. And he's got Kalon, he's got a lap here in a couple of laps time. But Wycombes 7.5 seconds behind our race leader. And all that battling's cost them here a couple of seconds actually. So we'll see.
Well, you can see Wycombs now is unencumbered and he is able to set his laps his way.
He's gained a 10th actually on our race leader. He's now 7.4 behind compared to last lap there. But RBK, you got to keep an eye on him. He could move up to P2 here. Could see another battle going on with 7 laps to go. You never know.
He's going to have to gain his second lap, though. There's only 7 laps remaining, so he's going to have to really get his hammer down to have any kind of impact at all on the race lead.
As well, Chris.
Indeed, so that's going to be a very, very tall order. I've got a question, where's Failer? I've just shown him, he's in 15th position, so it's been a race to forget for the Force India. And what is I'm going to have a look through penalties, as Hypnotisement has just asked who has penalties.
While you find that out, I'll just quickly run through the order for everyone right now who's just joined. Berg leads as he starts lap 31 of the Austrian Grand Prix. Then we've got Wycombs in second in the manner. Then closely behind him is RBK in only his second race. Could be on for 2 podiums in a row, I've got to say, in 2 races. Good job for him if he gets that. Fukutaro's in P4, who's actually hunting them both down, actually, on the super soft tyre. Then we've got Randrop in P5, closely followed by Afro in P6. And then we've got Fizzy doing a bit of a comeback there in P7, so good job from him. And then we've got Slick in P8, Maffus P9, and Papa in that 10th position for the solitary 1 point. Nucker's in 11th, and then Chicane closely behind in P12. Nick B with his crash we saw just a moment ago in P13 now. And our pole man down in 14th place there, Max. He'll have a race to remember there. Fader in 15th, and Kalon, the last man, classified in P16.
RBK and Slick have penalties to serve. It was indeed a penalty for Fizzy on lap 1 or 2 that dropped him down the order early on. Just getting to Nick B. Does he have any penalties to serve? No. Well, by and large, it's actually been pretty clean warning and penalties. Oh, a penalty there for Max. Still to serve. He's in 14th, so his races are getting even worse. Failer has nothing, and Kalon has 2 penalties to serve. So, yeah, it's not been a good day for those guys at the moment.
You never know. Anything can happen. Berg could have a disconnection.
Anything can happen.
You never know. With 5 laps to go then. The gap is dropping, but I don't think they're going to catch Berg in time, unfortunately. The gap is 6.7. RBK, do you know what penalty he got? Was it a 5-second penalty or 3-second time penalty? Or
I will double check.
I only ask because Fukutaro is catching him very slowly. He's got 6 seconds to... Well, if it's a 3-second penalty, he's got 3 seconds to gain in 5 laps, so he may even just be knocked out of the podium spot there, but... And he's on the fast tyre as well, Fukutaro,
It's a 3 warning penalty he's had, so that's a 3-second, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure, so we'll have to see what happens.
I mean, that's 6 warnings he's picked up, so this is the 2nd penalty. 1 he would have already served because it was before his pit stop. This one, of course, still to serve.
We'll have to wait and see. I don't think we've got a poll made, which is a bit disappointing. Obviously, it could be my fault because I haven't had time to. I've been busy, so we're going to do it in the chat this week, and we'll do it as the drivers cross the line. So if you've got a driver in mind, please use the hashtag DOTD, which I think is abbreviated as driver of the day, and your driver, please, in the chat, but not yet. At the end of the Grand Prix, please let us know, and we'll announce the winner very shortly during the interview stages. So keep thinking, guys. We've still got plenty of time to go. You never know what could happen. So, as currently some updated standings, I believe, for you guys. Nick B is currently on 98 points. Wycomb's on 81. I don't know if this is right, but Reese could give us clarification. But just want to give you an update on Split 2. The race is just finished, and Desmond has won in that one with Tiger in 2nd and Michael X1999 in P3. So congratulations to those top 3 once again.
What happened to Lambrex?
I don't know what happened to Lambrex. We'll have to wait and see later on. And I think Tiger's leading the championship in that one. So Tiger's doing pretty well, and he looks comfortable to be in Split 1 by next season. Also Desmond as well to definitely keep an eye on. So we'll have to wait and see.
There's a battle here for P5, Afro and Ram drop. I spotted Afro overtaking Ram on the entrance of turn 1 last time around, and Ram is staying right with him. I think their tyres are pretty much dead, as Ram doesn't seem to be able to make any inroads on Afro at the moment. Afro just pulling away. The one mistake will swap these two around exactly as I just said that, and Afro was slow out of turn 2. So that's put the Red Bull right on his case then. DRS along here. And no change at the moment between these two.
Indeed, and just an update for any Lambrex fans, he finished P7, so well done to him. He was leading, he'll take that away with him, saying, I was leading the Austrian Grand Prix, with a smiley face, and gets a Maldonado seal of approval from me. There was a car off the track there, I think that was Fukatoro.
It was, yeah, it was the Haas. It was Fukatoro, so he's down to 6th.
He was actually catching RBK, so RBK can sit now comfortably here and just drive without getting any more penalties. And he will get another podium in only his 2nd race. Pretty impressive, I've got to say.
2 consecutive thirds, well done.
But you never know, Wycombe's going to get a penalty. You never in these last few minutes, so
yeah,
you never know.
Could happen.
Could be 2nd. Maybe Berg may have a load of penalties. We don't know. We'll have to wait and find out come end of the race. So Berg,
maybe they'll spin in the unlucky corner.
You never know. Yeah,
maybe.
At our Team of Champions corner, you never know. It's claimed 2 victims already this evening, so. And these tyres will be somewhere off the cliff at this point as well, so they have to be careful on their rear tyres, as Wycombe shows us how to take it nicely through that corner, and so does RBK in the background there. But any battles down the order, Chris, before we start the final lap?
Again, there's battle between Afro and Ramdrop still raging on for that 4th position. So I've got a Fizzy, he's got Marco straight ahead of him. And that is, who's that around him? That's Maffus and Fukataro, I think. Oh no, that's a lap Ferrari he's got already ahead of it, behind him rather. So it's Kalon, yeah. So that's a Slick is right with Maffus. There's a battle for 8th position. Papa Socrates is a bit on his own there in 10th. Nooker, definitely a day forget in the office for him. And 11th, there was Nick B just coming through the shot. Our championship leader is out of the points. So that ultra-soft run didn't really earn him anything at all. Chicane, he's just been descending through the order at a rate of knots as well. He's in 13th. Max, our pole man. Where even is he? Oh, there he is, just coming around the last bend. So the 2 Red Bull, 2 Force Indias rather, having a battle for 14th place as we are now on the final lap.
It is Berg. I am on board with him right now, and just want to quickly say big thanks to Nick in the chat, my moderator. He's made a poll right now, and if you could do that, post it onto Chris's Twitch, that'd be great. As Berg coming into the final 2 corners then to pull off a great win and put himself back into championship contention. He comes round towards the final corner and will win round 7 of the Apex Online Racing PC Split 1 Championship. He is going to be absolutely delighted with that win, a big win as well, and Wycombes will come up to the line very shortly in P2. But RBK once again P3, a fantastic job from the Toro Rosso man, and he's impressing me so far, I've got to say. Afro's going to come home in P4, just ahead of Ramdrop in P5.
Oh, we just saw a Ferrari slam into the wall as I didn't see which Ferrari it was. I think it was Kalon as I was watching Fukataro come over the line.
Papa's just come up to 10th, so he gets he's down in 11th actually, so he's got a penalty as Papa just drops out of the points actually, so that's disappointing there for Papa. And there's the results there.
There you go.
So Chris, do you want to take us through it?
So Berg taking the win in spectacular style. Wycombes did have a penalty, but RBK actually had 2 of them. RBK isn't listed as Danny Kvyat, so he's already disappeared from
he's just on the podium by 3 tenths.
Well, look at Fizzy. He has plus like thousands of seconds penalty.
So,
wow,
Afro 4, Ram 5, Fukataro 6. Oh my, that's impressive amount of seconds there for Fizzy. In 7th, Maffus 8, Slick 9, Nooker 10. Yeah, Papa Socrates due to penalties, due to those 6-second penalties for him, just losing out on points. Fader in 12th, Nick B 13, Chicane 14. That will be Fader, I think, 15. And there we go. Everyone else is not a classified finisher.
If I'm correct, could this be Fizzy's first penalty in a very long time? We know he's a clean driver, and Is that
that's why the game's gone so nuts, because it's I can't apply.
It's shocked. It's Cody's as shocked that Fizzy's got a penalty right there.
Yep.
So that's disappointing for Fizzy fans right out there. But a good race, I've got to say. Very enjoyed it. Great one there. Different strategies out there, and I've got to say, Driver of the Day is going to be quite interesting for votes, I've got to say. So it has been posted on both the YouTube and the Twitch stream. So if you want to vote right now, make sure you click on the link that's been provided, and we'll announce the winner at the end of the interview stages. So if you want to find out who's won, then please make sure to stay as well. And make sure if you've watched us on YouTube, smash that like button right now if you've liked this AOR, and subscribe as well if you haven't. If you want to watch more of this of the AOR PC1 Split 1 Championship. So we will now head to the interviews now, guys. So who would you like to bring in first?
Is RBK available?
Ooh.
To have a look. Wouldn't mind getting a hold of him. My windows are all wrong. Let's see who we can grab.
I could bring the man himself in right now, RBK. I'll bring him in right now, actually.
Yes.
Hello, RBK.
Hello.
Great effort again. 2 races, 2 third positions. How are you feeling?
Wow, that feels really amazing. I don't really know how this turned out like this. After those pit stops, I overtake a few, and somehow I catched 2 battling Wycombs and Night B, and just waited for what could happen.
Great stuff. I mean, you're certainly giving us a full flavour of what you're capable of, and obviously carry on like that. We could well see you challenging for those top spots very, very soon.
Well, I wasn't really thinking about racing on top, because joining mid-season isn't really helpful for challenging in table for points. But I will show how I can race.
Indeed as well. Obviously next week is a break, so you get to have 2 weeks off to relax. Obviously with the Canadian Grand Prix being next week. Silverstone, I believe, is the next race. RBK, how do you feel about that track? Are you confident going into that one, or you need a little bit of time to practice for that one?
I like this track, but I never was really great on this track. I think it will be good as well.
And just one final thing from me, you've got a lot of fans in my YouTube chat spamming away that are very happy with your performance. So do you want to give a shout out to them or anyone else?
Yes, if I can say something in Polish to them.
Yep, feel free. I'd love to hear some Polish on the stream. So
dziękuję koledzy, którzy mnie wspierają. Wszyscy ci, którzy zawsze byli obok mnie. Dziękuję. That's all.
I don't know what that means, but great. I'm guessing it's like thank
cheers
you.
for them.
Yeah, on there. And have you got a YouTube channel or anything like that, or like anything on?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, would you like to promote that right now?
You can.
Well, what is the channel
What's the
name?
channel name?
Oh, sorry. RBK, like my nick.
Short, simple, and perfect there. RBK, fantastic job for your P3 again. Maybe a little bump of P2 maybe next week, next race. So don't let us down, of course. And we'll see you next time at Silverstone, mate. Great job, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, cheers, guys.
Good job.
Thank you very much. Great job.
Who do you bring in next? Well, I was going to bring Berg in, but Berg doesn't seem to be online. So
It's got to be Saf. We've got to speak to the man that's got to be near inconsolable. It's got to be Saf, so I'll go grab him. You already have.
Saf, very disappointing race for you. Unfortunately, you had the crash. Could you explain what happened? Did you just lose the back end out of turn 3, or?
Yeah, basically. I think maybe it was just I was a bit frustrated about being stuck behind Ram for so long, and when I got past him and Berg finally, I was kind of like, okay, let's get a move on, I want to pull away from these guys, and I just got a little too happy on the gas.
One thing you could take away from this race, you had some impressive pace from starting from last on the grid. You were leading the race at one point. You can definitely take that away. Your pace looked impressive as well on the super soft tyres. So don't feel down about it. Great job, and I think the commentators will agree with me on that. That you pulled out of the bag, and you could have been a race-winning contender there tonight. So put that in your mindset, Saf, and you'll be up there next time around at Silverstone on there. But how did you feel in that first stint though on those super soft tyres? Were you feeling confident going on to them? Was the one stop definitely your strategy?
Actually, it was a kind of on the wing sort of strategy. I was slightly more leaning towards the two stop, but when I saw how long Berg was going in his tyres, I'm like, okay, I think he's going for a one stop, and so I sort of converted it to that. And also my tyres were starting to sort of go off at around lap 13, I think. So I thought, right, let's get the undercut on him, and obviously that worked. As in terms of how I felt on the first stint, after I realised the sort of pace I had, I was like, okay, yeah, this could work, maybe some points. And yeah, it just did really well in the first stint.
Awesome stuff. I mean, really, the performance you showed, it was just out of nowhere. I mean, I actually looked away at the wrong moment. I was looking further down the field when you were in fourth, and then cut back to you just at the point you were in second, and you were away up until obviously the point we lobbed it into the wall. I mean, when you got into second, did you know the pace advantage you had? Did you think, right, now I really can pull away, or was it a case of let's see what I can do from this point?
I think it was sort of, okay, let's try and get away, but also at the same time, let's see what happens.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, if that makes any sense.
Saf, obviously a week break next week, but we've got Silverstone. How do you feel about that one?
The social race, let's just say, didn't go amazingly around Silverstone a while back, but I've already been starting practicing for it, so I'm definitely going to be practicing that for the next 2 weeks.
Very well. And have you got any YouTube channel that you want to give a shout out to if anyone wants to watch your races, or?
I have a YouTube channel, but I haven't uploaded in ages, so I'm not sure it's worth. It's literally it's the same as everything: YouTube, Twitter, Steam, everything.
Rightio then. Thank you, Saf, for joining us, and unfortunate for you tonight, but definitely take away. You had the pace there, and we'll see you at Silverstone.
Thank you.
One driver I want to bring in, lads. It has been requested, but I can't find him. Fukataro, which is a real shame. What shall we bring in? Who do we bring in? Do we bring in the pole man, Max? Who we need to really find out what happened to his race. We'll bring Max in.
We were spoke to Wycombs last time, so let's have a word with Max.
Max, welcome to the booth. If he's there, Max, are you there?
That'll be a no.
We'll bring him out then.
That's a shame.
That's a real shame. But if he does, he'll come back in there. So who are we bringing in instead? I think we should bring in Fizzy. He did pretty well. We need to find out what happened to him, so hopefully he's not talking. Fizzy, hello.
Oh God.
Fizzy, first things first. Great qualifying. Very impressive, I've got to say, from you. But what happened in the race?
Well, qualifying could have been better actually. I could have been on pole because of all the super fast people going on the super soft strategy. But race, yeah, it started off badly right away because at the first corner, I think Afro touched Max ahead of me. I had to go off the track to avoid and got a stop-go penalty. So obviously I couldn't let him back pass because Afro was way down the field by then. So I had to wait for the pits and serve that. Did go through with my plan of doing the one-stop strategy, even though I started on the ultra soft, which I don't think anyone else apart from my teammate, if he had started on the ultra soft, would have considered. So I think the strategy actually worked well because well, Mathis was the guy I was closest behind when I went in for my stop. Obviously he did the two-stop, having started in the same tyre, and he finished the race behind me, so that's all the only reference I really have. But yeah, it was a bit annoying towards the end, obviously, with the soft tires being really warm and not being able to put up much of a fight from Ram and Afron, those people coming through. But yeah, I don't know, 7th without a stop-go penalty, maybe at least the top 5.
Just want to quickly just say, someone in the chat just mentioned Nick, one of my moderators, and obviously you know him as the guy who does the highlights for your channel, has said that you just did a great horse impression. So Well done for you, Fizzy, on that one.
Oh wait, what?
On there. What was I going to say? I forgot to mention it. Obviously, you got a penalty. Apparently, you got one of the most bizarre penalties that we've ever seen in the results. So.
Oh yeah. That's not the actual penalty,
An actual
but
penalty.
yeah, that was.
I think it's your first one in a long time, if I remember. So I think maybe Cody's was just not happy with you there. Mate.
That was just the Codemasters giving me the penalty for all the clean races I've had up until now, and just compensating for all of it. I think.
You can take away. You've had probably the longest streak of no penalties of any driver, so you can take that away with you, and you can do it again.
You know, if Codemasters, it was actually a no penalty race for me because I did have one warning. But on the positive side, if you take away that 40 million second penalty or whatever it was, I clearly won the race by quite a lot.
Of course.
I guess someone owes someone £5 then.
Yeah, a lot of people got excited in the chat when you got P3 and they're thinking, oh my god, Fizzy could win this race. Could be getting £5. So
it was always going to be tricky against the Superstar Shiners, to be honest, because that strategy is clearly the best one. But yeah, I could have done better, I guess, at the start as well. Obviously, I was unlucky with the penalty, but I also ended up battling with Mathis for much more than I really wanted, and yeah, that cost me some time as well. But you know, shit happens.
So basically, your race is going to last with that penalty applied. You're going to be finishing it by about season 15.
Yeah. Oh well, if you take away the penalty, I finished it, several years ago. So
on F1 2013. So yeah. On there, Fizzy, of course, we've got Silverstone. Obviously, we've got 2 weeks now. Of course, with Canadian Grand Prix being next week. So, do you feel confident? I know historically you've done pretty well around there. So,
am I? Yeah.
I think the Xbox especially, if I remember.
I think I've done relatively averagely. I usually score points there, but actually last season, I did finish on the podium last season. I finished third, although it was because someone got a penalty ahead of me, but still.
I couldn't agree with you there because I was away. So, Fizzy, I think a lot of you know who you are in terms of YouTube, but do you want to give a shout to your channel if you want to watch the official highlights back of this race?
Sure, yeah. Obviously, Nick doing the highlights edits of you guys' stream will go up on my channel, AOR Fizzy, whenever that is ready, I guess. Obviously, it's a bit behind with Canada as well, but it should be up soon. Both Canada and hopefully this one as well. And obviously, we do highlights for PS4 and Xbox One, most importantly as well.
And I just want to give a shout out. This is not non-F1 related, but good job on the Formula Renault for another fantastic season, I must add. So good job on that end, mate, and good luck for another season of that. Just thought I'd just get that in there for you.
Yeah, sure, thanks.
As
Appreciate
well. But Fizzy, great to see you as always, my friend, and first friend. And it was your birthday last week or whenever it was. So,
yeah. 5 days ago, I think.
I think a lot of you in the chat will probably say belated birthday, but Fizzy, I hope you had a good birthday, mate. So
yeah, it was fine. Oh.
Fizzy, great to see you, mate, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Alright, see you guys, see you viewers, see you everyone.
Good job, Fizzy.
Right.
With the points being adjusted, Berg leads the championship by 1 point over Wycoms, who leads by 1 point over Nick.
Wow. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed for next broadcasts, both of us will have the standings on your screen, so we will try and get that. Berg's just put in the chat, Fizzy, I want to hear your sexy voice. I think that's a great thing. Now, it's time for Drive of the Day, everyone, and I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who voted. Do appreciate it there. And I can reveal, we're going to do this as a top 3 from now on. So in third place, we had Saf. Obviously, it was a bit unfortunate in his race, but he did pretty well. In second was Berg, our race winner. And the winner, by quite some margin, for the second week in a row, RBK.
I was going to say RBK, yeah.
RBK, so massive congratulations to RBK with 46% of the vote. So
he should rename himself Verstappen next time, I guess.
Yeah, so we'll give him the nickname of Verstappen for next race. RBK Verstappen. There you go.
Yeah.
On there, that will wrap things up then this week for another AOR broadcast of the PC Split 1. Unfortunately, next week is a break week, but I will possibly be doing a hosted social race that I may commentate on, so just keep your eyes out for that, potentially. I may even race it, so historical moment, Ryan 83 returns to AOR for one race, which is an official one, so keep up for that. But we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for the next round, which of course is at our me and Chris's home track, Silverstone, in a couple of weeks' time, which will be quite exciting. So make sure, if you're any guys, make sure you like the video, you subscribe as well on the YouTube channel if you want to watch more of these AOR broadcasts. Chris has a Twitch channel. Chris, do you want to give it a shout out?
That is twitch.tv/RangerCarrot1980.
And follow him, otherwise we'll have words.
Also, my recordings go up on my YouTube channel, which is also look for Ranger Carrot on the YouTube as well.
And also, we can't forget our Ted Kravitz, our Finnish version, Marco FD as always. Marco, thank you for joining us once again. And maybe can we get a little bois, maybe, or moi?
No.
There you go. It's been requested for a couple of weeks now. We've finally got it in there. But Marco, have you got a Twitter, YouTube channel that you want to give out to the beautiful viewers?
I think my YouTube is just Marco FD, and on Twitter it's Marco FD7, because for some reason my name already got taken. So.
But that's going to wrap it up then. So once again, thank you so much everyone for coming out again. Massive shout out to Codemasters as well for retweeting the broadcast tonight. Absolutely fantastic from them as well to provide you some great racing tonight. For myself, thank you very much guys, and from Chris.
Indeed. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you right back here next time for more AOR action.
Marco?
Yeah, take care everyone, and see you in 2 weeks.
And for myself, thank you very much. We'll see you maybe next week for a video, but if not, 2 weeks for Silverstone. Until then, it's goodbye from us. See you next time.
And it's goodbye from him. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.